When most people think of the name JoJo Siwa, they think of a pink bow in her hair, covered in pink clothing, singing songs like Boomerang, and being overly kid-friendly. However, as of recently, JoJo Siwa has had a rebrand. JoJo went from being overly kid-friendly with kids' makeup on her face and pink items on her, to overly edgy with tattoos and covered in black items. And fans and people alike have been judging her for this and clowning and memeing her online. In today's video, we're going to be looking at JoJo Siwa and why this rebrand has failed for her and her audience.
Sorry, it's a lesbian in me.
JoJo Siwa has always been an interesting character, disliked by many people. She was first seen on Dance Moms, a dance show for kids. Dance Moms and JoJo Siwa herself have had a bit of a troubled history, even with JoJo doing her own dance show. However, I don't think these factor into her failed rebrand. These are just some factors of JoJo Siwa's life and why she's disliked and why maybe this rebrand didn't settle the way she thought it would. For one, JoJo Siwa's audience has always been that child-friendly audience. The audience would be willing to buy several multicolored bow ties, turn up to her shows, buy Barbie dolls. She had that type of audience. She grew and cultivated that audience through Dance Moms, her own social media, and Nickelodeon. So changing immediately out of the blue to this edgy person who's getting tattoos and dressing up all in dark and talking about sex probably didn't go right with her audience. Picture this, JoJo Siwa is your favourite content creator, and I know that may be hard for some people to imagine, but just imagine that JoJo is your favourite content creator, you love her pink bows, you love her branding, you love how kid-friendly she is, and then one day you wake up, you go to her channel, she's dressed all in black, she's swearing, talking about her sex life. I mean, I feel that would throw off anybody's audience. Especially with JoJo's audience and the internet. JoJo Siwa to thousands, maybe even millions of people will always be that 12-year-old girl on Dance Moms. Will always be that 15-year-old on Nickelodeon with a pink bow tie in her hair. So this rebrand is not only out of left field, but also makes some people feel a bit uncomfortable. I think it's also pretty important to highlight that these are two pretty extremes. JoJo, up until a pretty old age, was acting like she was 12, with bows in her hair, dressing up in colourful clothes, and acting like a kid. Where now, she's gone to the complete other side. She's really overly edgy, getting tattoos, swearing, talking about inappropriate stuff, and stuff that she wouldn't have usually spoken about. She's playing up to this edgy character, and it just doesn't work for what she's previously built. But although she got hate, not many people really cared about this rebrand for a while. She wasn't in the limelight or spotlight whatsoever. People weren't paying attention to her until she properly launched her rebrand with the song Karma. Understandably, people clowned on her for this music video and song. People were saying the song was bad, she can't sing, that the choreography of the dance was weird, and that she was just trying to act up to this character of some edgy teen. And a lot of people pointed out that JoJo just can't sing, she's bad.
So, the thing about me is I will rarely, pretty much never, I'm gonna say never, claim to be a singer. I will claim to be an artist or a performer, but I know my vocal abilities, and I also know my vocal abilities, what they are not, you know what I mean? And I'm very comfortable when it's my own stuff. Other people's music, I don't do well singing.
Well, damn, that explains why JoJo Siwa's Karma so bad, because she actually got given that song by her record label. The song was originally recorded by a singer called Britt Smith. I absolutely love putting this awful song in a high pitch. They all sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks, it's great. But across the internet, JoJo Siwa was called out for this, because apparently in a couple of clips, JoJo Siwa actually claimed to write this song and that it took her 2 years to do so. This caused a massive hate train for JoJo Siwa, even worse than just the one for her song. People were claiming that she was a liar, that this rebrand was a facade to cover up previous controversies. when in actuality it was people's comprehension skills that were lacking here. She never once claimed she wrote it, actually the complete opposite. JoJo Siwa actually said several times that her record label, gave her this song.
But it's not the worst. And then as I'm leaving, the producer, Antonina, goes, I have a song that I want to play for you. It feels right for you. I don't know if you can have it because it's an old song and I have to get a lot of rights and I have to get a lot of people to sign off on you being able to do this song. But I think you might be the person to have this song. And she played me Karma.
She says this several other times in several other clips, saying that she had to try and retrain her voice to fit this song. However, by that point, it was too late. The majority of the internet believed that she had stolen this song, that she was a liar, that she claimed to have wrote it when she didn't actually. I personally agree with the majority of things people are saying about JoJo Siwa's Rebrand and how she's coming across as quite arrogant, ignorant, and trying to claim things that she never did.
No one has made this dramatic of a change yet. No one has made, in my generation, this extreme of a switch, and Abby, I am the first in the generation. It is very scary,
I'm
but
gonna say nothing.
And I find it pretty funny people memeing on her songs and her dramatic makeup changes and her hairstyles. I find that pretty entertaining. But what I don't find entertaining is the misinformation going around about the creation of her song Karma. She didn't claim to write it, she just claimed to have sung it. I feel like all of this is cultivated in her Rebrand failing. People are just seeing it for what it is. A load of rubbish. Something that they can meme and joke about on the internet. Nobody is taking JoJo Siwa's song Karma seriously. It's racked up over 18 million views, and I'm betting you the majority of those are just people wanting to point and laugh at her. People have used her as the next big thing to point and laugh at and make memes about, because it is so easy. Her Rebrand failed in the way to change her character and the way she was perceived, but worked in the sense that everybody is talking about her and she's #1 trending.
And it stems from when I was little. People told me that I couldn't sing, and so then I grew up believing that. And I mean, look, I know I will never ever be Mariah Carey or Celine Dion, and it's not my goal, but I do love making music and I do love performing. It is my favorite thing ever, but my voice I'm so insecure about.
Overall, JoJo Siwa's Rebrand is a very strange one. She's managed to split her audience in two. The first half of her audience being very young children, not really allowed to watch her content anymore because of the changes she'd made. And the second half, the people that have grown up with her, watching her on screen and are now a similar age to her and may find this content enjoyable. And then you've got everybody else on the internet who currently are memeing her to death, watching her song and making insults about it. Hopefully JoJo Siwa can understand why this Rebrand has been so controversial. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of why you think JoJo Siwa's Rebrand has failed. But I've been your host Samuel, and I'll catch you in the next video.
I think Moto likes you.